So hi everyone, in this video of Daily Dose, हम जानेंगे what is the difference between the super elevation that we study in highway engineering and Cant that we study in the railway engineering, because there is this very basic difference that most of us actually neglect, but it is very important because even a single detail matters. So today in this short video I'll be telling you all about the differences in between these two things. So without wasting further time, let's begin. This is just a small introduction about myself. So today we are talking about super elevation versus the Cant. In this short video you will be getting nothing but the definition of super elevation and Cant, formula for super elevation and Cant, and the basic differences that they both are having between them. So first thing first, what is super elevation? So super elevation is basically when we give the banking, when we actually raise the outer edge with respect to the inner edge, that's what we consider as super elevation. And if we consider the entire derivation and all, it is already available on the channel, on the same channel, you can check that out. But yeah, moving on to the formula of super elevation. So this is the formula of super elevation that you all know. It is nothing but E plus F. F is the coefficient of lateral friction, V is velocity in kilometer per hour, and radiuses are in meter. One thing, this is the basic formula, and then this is the design formula where we have V square by 225 R, where we do not consider the force of friction, the coefficient of friction, and also we don't consider, there is one more thing, that we consider the 75% of the design speed. So this was the formula of super elevation in case of highway. Moving on to the Cant, exactly the same definition goes for the Cant as well, and the formula is E is equals to GV square upon 127 R, where G is the gauge that we have to take. Earlier we used to take the track gauge, but now we have to consider the dynamic gauge, which is the center to center distance between the railway track. And also V is the velocity in kilometer per hour, and R is the radius in meter. If you want to find out the radius is very simple. It is 1750 divided by the degree which is given to us if we have used the 100 feet chord. Now let's move to the topic of the video, that is the basic difference between these two. So yes, there is this one very common misconception between the super elevation is, if I just talk about super elevation, first of all, here if we see the super elevation in highway, that is basically in percentage, correct? That is in percentage. But in Cant, in the railway, it same thing is represented in mm or centimeter. Why? Because in the highway engineering, the VE that we use now here, the E that we use here, which is in percentage, this is actually not super elevation. This is actually rate of super elevation. We need to understand this is not a super elevation. This is rate of super elevation. In short, we are calling it the super elevation, whereas the Cant is nothing but, Cant is the actual linear distance. Linear distance means we consider it in mm or you can say centimeter. So in both the cases, if suppose we are having the super elevation like this and this, so this distance over here should be called as super elevation, but this E is nothing but it is tan theta. Tan theta is nothing but it is the rate of super elevation, and here this is called as Cant. This is called as Cant. That is why it is measured in mm or centimeter. Second difference is very simple. In super elevation we don't we consider the friction also, as you have seen in the formula, but in Cant there is no friction consideration because we don't have that much of the friction component when we are on the railway track. So this was the difference, and the most important difference was this only. We actually have this misconception, this is not super elevation, this is rate of super elevation, and that is the reason why it is in percentage. So that is it. This is the video which I wanted to share with you all. Please just hit the like button if you really like the video, share this video with your friend, and also subscribe the channel if you are here for the very first time. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.